What is going on, everybody? We are back once again with another edition of Wrestling Republic's Off the Air immediately following WWE NXT. It is Tuesday, January 9th, believe it or not. I'm fired up. Another great episode of NXT. More importantly, I'm rolling with the best crew in the business today, plus a special guest, because why not? Happy New Year, everybody. First, let me introduce one of the usual suspects all the way out in Louisville, Kentucky, my good buddy Dryzzy. How are you doing this evening, my friend?
Good morning, afternoon, and evening. It's the guy you should believe in. Dryzzy is in the building. Hold your twos up.
Oh, yes. And speaking of twos, we can't have a Tuesday night without the Tuesday night delight himself from the DMV. Shad, second show of the day. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling good, bro. It's your boy, the modern day Shad Haraja, Gender Shad Hall. You know what I'm saying? Justice for Tiffany Stratton in the building. I'm still crying inside about what happened tonight. That's neither here or there. But I'm here, man. But should I do it?
You should. It's
All right,
time.
man. It's ain't really all about us today. We got a special guest, man. We got a gentleman also from the DMV, one of the dopest independent wrestlers that y'all, if you're not hip to, will get hip to after the night. He done wrestled on independent promotions like Fight,
Mhm,
IAW,
mhm,
ACW.
mhm.
I know I always throw up the twos, but he the top one, man. Give it up for my bro,
Yeah,
Mr. Amazing.
yeah. Hey, that intro was clean. I feel like I need an intro now. What's up, you guys? Happy to be here, man.
The block is in the building.
Yes, sir. Hey, top one. You already know what it is, man.
Absolutely stoked to have you, my friend. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it so much. How are you doing on this Tuesday night? I mean, we got a lot to get into tonight.
I'm just super happy to be here. Honestly, just been looking forward to it all day since I met my boy Shad at IAW. He just has always been like super cool and stuff. And literally since I think I met you at that IAW show, just been happy keeping up with the product you guys been doing as well. So thank you guys for supporting me, and
Appreciate that,
because
boss.
everything that y'all been doing has been dope. Legit.
Appreciate you, man. No, seriously, and it's awesome to have you on the show. As soon as Shad told me after he met you at that show about you, man, like I was looking at your work and I'm like, dude, he's the man. He's like, no, you just met a wrestler. Like, what have I been missing? Like, seriously, it's no joke. And if you haven't caught his matches, it's all over. Follow him at Mr. Amazing on Instagram, correct? Right? Like, make sure you
At
follow
Mr.
all of that.
Amazing Pro. Yes, sir.
Mr. Amazing Pro. Thank you. Absolutely. Let's ask you a couple questions though about your background as far as like how you got into wrestling and everything. Let's start with that, man. Like, what got you into professional wrestling first? Maybe your earliest even memory of professional wrestling.
Oof. All right. So it all honestly started because, fun fact, my uncle is a professional wrestler. He used to run a promotion out of Delaware, and he ran a promotion by the name of Maximum Championship Wrestling. And so since then, I've pretty much been around wrestling since I've been around 3. And since probably the age of 3, I think one of the earliest memories I've ever had. You remember the super star power that the Ruthless Aggression era SmackDown had?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is what I grew up on. So like funny random match that I always tell everybody. It was Finley, Undertaker, and like Bobby Lashley for some reason. And that it wasn't the moment that I was just like, dang, wrestling's like, you know, what I want to do. But that was like the earliest memory of me being like conscious to the fact that, dang, this is like mad cool.
Yes.
Like, and then repeatedly after that, I kept seeing people like your Jeff Hardys, your John Cena's, then going back to literally being around wrestling all the time. Because like I said, he ran his own independent company. And so to paint you guys a picture, I'm 4 gigantic head, super active, just at all times in this high school gym. And I just came from watching WWE. You know, I was only allowed to watch SmackDown because Raw was past my bedtime.
Yeah.
Raw was
I hear ya.
Like
Yeah.
a lot of us. Like a lot of us when we was
So,
kids.
I had to watch SmackDown. And so back then on SmackDown, you had a just insane star power at the time. And so I'm watching that. Then I go to these shows and literally just after a while, I started to realize, wow, I'm like insanely engaged in this.
Mhm.
Like there has to be something here. And then just kept following it since then and have been in love with it since.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I love the way it built, right? The way you explain that, you know what I mean? It was one of those like, and by the way, shout out Fit Finley. I remember watching Fit Finley when I was a kid growing up, man. Like an absolute underrated, complete
Hit him with
stud.
the shillelagh,
Legit,
baby.
legit. One of my favorite technical workers. And I
Seriously.
don't think he gets
Absolutely
enough
one of the
credit
best.
for it.
He
I don't think he gets
trains a
him-
lot of these
him and
like
Regal.
up and coming people now too.
Yes.
Him and
Him
Regal-
and Regal. Him and Regal.
Him and Regal, insanely underrated. And see, my style of wrestling, like it was, I think every kid went through it at my age. It came from like your Jeff Hardy's, like, ooh, high flying stuff, like Jeff Hardy, your
Mhm.
RVDs and stuff. And it's so funny as I matured, it's like I've just gotten more accustomed to the littler details that people like your Regals. Like, I'm a big Gregory Helms fan, randomly.
Oh man.
Okay.
I'm a randomly
Yeah.
big Gregory Helms fan because I don't feel like he gets enough credit for the little things he does.
I am
And
so glad you mentioned Gregory Helms because I still sometimes call him Shane Helms because I'm so old. I used to
got you.
watch.
Yes, Sugar Shane.
I used
Sugar
to
Shane
watch him
Helms.
on Nitro. I used to record on
That's
VHS
crazy.
Nitro upstairs and watch Raw downstairs. And during the commercial breaks, I'd run up the stairs and rewind the tape, check out what happened.
Let me see what's going on this channel. That is such
Yeah.
a lit time to be a part of, though.
It was
is.
unbelievable. I mean, I was
Flicking back and
this isn't
forth
about
for
me, but it's funny.
man.
My first wrestling show was WrestleMania 12. I went to WrestleMania
Yo!
12.
It
Yeah,
said,
time, yeah.
it's a big,
Yeah,
big
I was
pop
5
right
years old.
there.
It was
Oh,
my
yeah.
birthday
Banger
present.
show.
It was my
Mom's just
birthday
a
present.
random like
Unbelievable.
SmackDown in 2000 and
That's what I'm saying.
It's
I went to
wild.
a random Raw show at the old what was it? Was it the Verizon Center back then? Or the MCI?
yeah.
It might have been.
It
It
used
might
to
have
be
been.
the MCI Center back in the
MCI
day.
is such
Yeah.
an old So I seen it in the MCI Center. Sheesh.
Yeah.
Because that was when Jeff went to Raw and pre-TNA run. And so yeah,
What's
that was
wild to me now is it was the Arrowhead Pond at the time of WrestleMania 12, right? Now it's the Honda Center, but I mean, and the building is still ran for Raw or SmackDown, but you wouldn't see a Mania there, and I mean, we'll never again in our lifetimes. The
Yeah.
irony of in a 18,000 seat building, it was a packed house. Don't get me wrong, but such a different time, 1996, and you think
Yeah,
about all of that, right?
even
Like now you look at SoFi twice. It's unbelievable how far it's come and not that long ago, right? Like,
yeah,
it's
just looking at just how the venues have changed and overall how it's like, how marketable and / profitable it was back then, and then you just look at how things have evolved. It is actually crazy. Cameo from my cat. I don't know why he.
Let's
popped
go,
in the
man. Cat game.
Okay.
My cat always
Leo, this is
on the
why I
videos
fight.
too.
you fit perfectly on the
Bro,
show because we get a
that's
cat
the wrestler-
cameo a week, and you got the first of the week.
Yeah, this is
Usually
this
it's
is Leo.
Shad's cat.
It's usually my cat.
At
I think he's with mom
first-
right now.
Go
over
At
there.
first, I was going to tell him no, but forget it. He's here.
Nah,
He
man,
gotta get it.
we
He gotta get his
embrace
stuff in. He gotta get his
we-
stuff in.
cat gang over here.
I'm
Hey,
always left out on the cat
GMSI, gotta get my.
Yes, 100%. I always feel left out on the cat cameo because I got a dog myself, but that's not the point. That's
No,
neither here nor there.
we respect dogs here. We
Yeah,
respect dogs.
exactly.
Nah, man, we all pet
This is an
lovers here,
animal
man.
friendly show without question.
Yo,
There's no denying that.
so I got a question for you. So you mentioned that your which started MCW, correct? Or is
Not
it which?
the Maryland MCW. He was in Delaware.
Okay,
just to
my
make
bad,
sure that's
sorry.
preface. Okay. Just
Gotcha. I know there's two. My fault. Not that one.
No, no.
Is that where did you start training for professional wrestling? Was it with your uncle in Delaware, or where did you start your initial training for pro wrestling?
So I guess the best way to put it, so funny because I knew that I wanted to do this. Like I said, I would say that this is probably the most consistent thing that has ever been throughout my life has been my love for wrestling. And so ever since then, I've always just been on road trips and stuff with my uncle. So I guess you could kind of, in a corny way, say with my uncle, I've always learned the back end stuff, the psychology stuff, the are you noticing that on the screen, or are you seeing how this entrance works? Like, even without me realizing
Yeah.
it sometimes, but my physical, actual in-ring training started with Second, the show that you went to. The male, the dude on the opposite team, that's my trainer. And so I trained with him due to recommendation of my uncle, because not only did they come up in the same time period, but he gave my trainer like, a show to be on and all that stuff too at one point. And just since then, he's been like my brother for real. So I've always just been thankful to just be around him and just be around wrestling for as long as I have, and just to meet the people that I have, truly. So
Got you. Yeah, nah, man. I'll say this, man. I got obviously I got to meet him at the show. It was towards like the end of last year, around October. And one thing that I really appreciated is just the charisma that you have coming in there, man. You have a sense of confidence, a presence about you in the ring, like just walking in there, like you, and of course his lady, very talented as well. Both of them had a tag team match. They had a distinct look, a lot of engagement to the crowd, and it's cool to see, man. Like you see a lot of it within like regular shows on a WWE or NXT or AEW, whatever it may be. But like compared to like a lot of other wrestlers, I was like, oh man, these guys like have a real like I knew nothing about them, but a very like okay, there's something different about them. And then the in ring work, a fun, great match, a different style of
thank you.
wrestlers y'all went against too. Like
Yeah.
it's going against more like brawlic, strong style, with you guys more quick and finesse. It made a
Yeah.
good style clash to it, man. So I definitely got to give you kudos to you on that, man.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate that, because that's one of the biggest things I try to make sure that people like understand when they first see me. I'm a person who, and in no shape, form, or fashion, lacks confidence. Because if I
That's
don't,
key.
because if I don't believe in me, who's gonna believe in me?
Right.
Because like
Right.
it,
I love
I
that.
hope you guys don't mind, but that's the whole. That's kind of like the whole philosophy behind the top one thing.
Mhm.
Uh, it's not because, oh, I think I'm the top one, just because, oh, I deserve to be, or like some entitlement type thing. No, I am the top one because I'm going to work towards whatever I want to get out of life, and whatever I put my mind to, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to make sure I do it the best, whether that be now or whether that be in the future. I'm going to adapt and overcome. And that is something that it's kind of like a mentality, or a lifestyle, I guess. I carry it through, not only trying to embody that in my wrestling, because I take it so serious. I love this like with all my heart. And not only is it in ring, it's just through life in general. If something's like, throwing you off, or, kind of putting you down, you have to really find a way to get past that and come out being the top one.
No pun
Mm.
intended, but that's amazing, bro. Like that's one of those things. Like the attitude, the way that it's about self value, right? It's
Yeah.
not like you said. It's not an entitlement thing. It's about knowing your own value and knowing what you're capable of achieving, and just
Yeah,
having that vision to get there.
absolutely.
It it's an internal motivation thing that just you see in all people that actually do achieve great things, and that's the brilliance of the entire concept. I love the way that you said that. That was really cool.
Yeah,
Um,
that's exactly how I try to carry it. And it has gotten me through a lot, man. So
it's key, and I can't lie to you, man. I love doing the hand sign. I can't stop.
It's clean, man.
I
It's
dig
clean,
it. It
bro.
works, man. I can't lie. Like it's money. The hand sign is awesome. It's sweet. Like,
thank you.
it's creative. It was genius. I dig it. I'm in. I'm a fan for sure.
Thank you. I
No doubt.
appreciate that.
No question. Okay. And Drizzy, I know you had a question to ask
That's
Sue,
the
didn't
third question. It's about you in ring. All right. What is the worst bump you have ever taken?
Ooh.
This is a good one.
Oh God.
We
Oh,
we saw some crazy ones that did on NXT, so I know you probably had a couple of them
Yeah,
too.
because there's like a random list of like sucky moves to take, Ironically, God, anything coming off the top rope from somebody who, believe it or not, it's not when somebody's sloppy. It is when somebody's precise. It is when
Ooh.
somebody is precise with their dive, where I'm just like, oh, it takes the wind out of you. Like I have this one dude. Oh my gosh, I can't remember his name. I feel terrible because I like to plug people. I feel bad, but yeah, he hit this one like disgusting frog splash on me, and I'm looking up, and I'm just like, oh wait, he's still flying. This is fun, and I take it. And, oh, no.
He's like, I got some time.
Oh.
Then nah.
And between that and like, it's in one of the clips that I have. I took a sunset, it was like a rotating. How do I explain it? It was like a springboard sunset flip from my guy Chris Slade. He literally springboarded from one rope to me being kind of draped over the middle and the top rope. I don't know if that's painting a good picture, but I'm bent over as if I'm about to get like super kicked in the face. And boy, he came through and sunset flipped me. And it wasn't even on him. It was just the way I was like, bang. And I was like, oh, ouch. That was fun. But thankfully, that was good.
The clip you're talking about, I saw it's almost like it wasn't a Canadian destroyer. It is a sunset flip, but the way the landing was like I know the exact clip you're talking about.
He jumped to one side of the rope and turned himself outward as if I'm like my back is facing the opposite corner. So
exactly,
I'm bam.
Yeah, and then the way, honestly, the funniest is the way you're describing it and doing the shoulder motion. I'm like, oh no, I know the exact clip he's talking about. Like that one was like, yeah,
it's one of those you look at it like, how did I get here?
Yeah, like
I do that a lot in a match too, and that is a genuine response where I'm like, all right, cool.
Wondering how did I get here?
I'm just like, I'm striking here. I'm feeling good. I'm walking around. Boo you! You suck. Come around. And then next thing you know, what is going on? And
oh no, that one hurt. Like,
I will feel it.
Eyes glazed over, wondering why did I do this.
Like, let me get a quick breather in 1 second. We'll call the next one.
Like, hold on, damn it.
That's hilarious.
We got breaks. We got 5-minute breaks, please.
Man, I love the answer on the frog splash thing because I found, when we were talking about asking the question, you might assume it'd be some sort of like getting slammed as opposed to someone landing on you, but you don't think about the force of someone flying through the air and landing on your stomach, like on your sternum, and like knock the wind out of you is the perfect description there in that one.
That's something you can't because think about it. That's physics wise. That's something you can't control.
100%.
That is physics wise. That's something that you can't control. So if somebody's like, think about, so in my opinion, when it comes to like frog splashes, right? Like I think Eddie's is power and impact before anything, while RVD's is like height and kind of finesse because there's a lot more like that goes into it in my head. And so I'd take an RVD before I take an Eddie any day.
Yeah. Eddie always to me looked like the way that when he would unwind, it almost looked like he landed chest first.
Yeah.
In a way where like RVD at least like you
gives you
kind of at least maybe the stomach where it's like a little softer. Eddie is like he's like driving his own sternum into you.
That's exactly what it is too, because it's like he's compressing himself from here.
Yeah.
And kind of his body's still kind of shrunken up. RVD likes to kind of extend a little bit more.
Extends it out. Like, that's like Montez. Damn near like
I was about to say, I'm like someday Montez is gonna accidentally hit his head on the jumbotron.
They hurt himself more than anything.
He's gonna hit his head on the jumbotron on accident someday if he keeps jumping.
He can never do that in Dallas. He can never do that in Dallas.
No, yeah, it's the screen's too low at Cowboy Stadium for him to hit the frog splash.
It's freaking terrifying, dude.
Although, by the way, I was laughing when you mentioned the RVD one. I did just watch that documentary about the original Elimination Chamber when they're talking about the frog splash spot where he gets Triple H right across the throat.
Mhm.
but before the match, they show this. There's a great scene, and Shawn Michaels is kind of going over it, and he goes, "I don't think there's enough room for a frog splash." And RVD gives him like the no, there is, and then
Listen,
sure enough,
like there's always space for a frog
he's like,
splash.
nah, we're good. Like,
It's
Don't
not
even worry
that.
about it. We're chilling here.
Rob's like,
What
we'll
are
be
you worried
fine.
about?
He almost crushes
Everyone loves a
Triple
frog
H's larynx.
Fans love to see it. Yeah.
Either way, sorry, that was a random side note there. Okay,
Yeah.
we got a couple more questions, and I know on our list here in the notes, I'm gonna flip the order if you guys don't mind, only because in the comments there's a bunch of what is actually
Yeah, I
questions.
mean,
behind it.
there's a question in the comments that we were gonna ask in general. So
Yeah,
if
so
you want to ask Anthony
comment at it.
Manzano's question,
yeah, that's exactly what I was
let's
gonna ask
do
is
it.
who would you say
Yeah.
your biggest inspiration in pro wrestling is, as far as like idols, and you don't have to name one necessarily if you want to give like a couple.
Okay.
But yeah, just who you look up to, especially obviously, your trainer and whatnot, but like, all time heroes, even mentors, just who you want to shout out, especially.
Oof. I think if it comes to outright just inspiration, first and yeah, if it comes to outright inspiration and who I think people generally see me akin to once they see my in-ring work, is Chris Hero or Masawa, because I am gigantic on the striking. That is my whole pretty much MO. Fun fact, before I started wrestling, I was kind of going with this, like, my name was always generally Mr. Amazing.
Yeah.
Like, at least in my head, and even like throughout the freaking 2K games and stuff, it was always that. But like, I had this moniker of the Knockout King, and that was directly inspired from Chris Hero,
I love that.
because I absolutely love that style, just the entire Japanese wrestling style, as well as like Dolph. I love Dolph to death. He is like, just, he had everything for me. Like,
Yep.
all the tools. It was just like he could make you feel everything that he's saying on the screen, while being able to fully translate that in the ring and having the look to back it up, especially just like that confidence. Like, that is a lot of where my confidence stemmed from, especially at like a younger age and just trying to develop myself. And then I'm trying to think. So I would say Chris Hero, Dolph. Like I said earlier, Gregory Helms, really underrated, insanely underrated. Because I'm weird. I love his cruiserweight title run.
Same.
His cruiserweight title run is one of my
It's a good
favorite
one.
things. It's one of my favorite things in existence. I don't know.
No, it makes sense. And honestly,
Oh,
It's
coming
so
off
funny.
of the Hurricane character, his range is incredible. He could
I-
do
Oh,
so many
right.
different things. You forget, right? Like the difference between the Hurricane character and the Gregory Helms we saw in the run you're talking about.
oh, are we talking about the
It's like
Smack?
two different
05, like
people.
06.
I
Yeah,
honestly,
okay.
I was on Twitter the other day. They were, because obviously last week we saw the Rock return, but like they were talking about like yo, low key, like that one. I forgot what year it was. It was like 04 when he was like, was
03,
it Holly
03,
03
03.
Yeah.
when him and
03,
Hurricane had the
think-
little
I think
feud?
it's 03. Yeah, because he about to choke slam The Rock.
Because that was because that's when Rock went heel, I believe,
That was
right? When he
Hollywood
did
Rock. That
Hollywood
was
Rock.
Hollywood Rock.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
him
that was
and
when
him
he-
and Hurricane had like a night, and they had some like good chemistry in the ring. And
Yeah, no, it was super. And that overall,
Put the
being able
Hurricane
to
over.
yeah, that overall just being able to mesh with everybody is something that is like,
But him and Austin both did
Amazing.
that year.
They did. I saw Gregory Helms and Shannon Moore at a house show
I love
during
Shannon
that
Moore. I don't know
cruiserweight
why.
title range, and honestly though, they gave him like 15 to 20 minutes and put on a heck of a house show, and it was like match stole the show that night. Like I'll never forget it. Like I was even like, wait, Shannon Moore can go. Like I was a teenager at the time. And I distinctly remember the match. It was really, really, really well wrestled.
It's one of those core memories that just sticks with you just because you're like,
Totally.
why? Like, this is
Yeah.
oddly like cool. Like, this is insanely cool. Like, that's, for me, it's so funny because that's how I feel about that's how I generally felt about, like I said, people like Gregory Helms, but then you had like your other people coming up around that time. So like just the overall other cruiserweights like Tajiri. Tajiri's
Oh, Tajiri's
mad.
great.
One of
lit.
my favorite cruiserweights of all time, bro.
Like
Yeah.
Tajiri's mad lit. Like I love the Dean Malenko's. Like if you had to
Team
describe my
Malenko,
in-ring style,
yes.
if you had to describe my in-ring style, it's like super finesse heavy with the technical wrestling. But when I strike, I'm here to knock you out.
I love a good slugfest.
Yeah,
So you're
like,
preaching to
I
the
live
choir
for
on that. I love a good slugfest. I'm the same way. I'm a
Especially 'cause
big.
I'm not a bigger guy, so
Nah.
like people always initially think, "Oh yeah, he can do I can do it all." I try to, but
That's striking is such a like, especially now that like a lot of people love the whole strong style has become more popular and whatnot. Like I love Speedball Mike Bailey. Like that dude
who's
is
that guy?
that man moving at like
Oh,
2,000 miles
He's.
per hour
Boy,
within
he's
his
so
striking.
That
I
dude
saw him and Daniel Garcia did an Iron Man match for PWG at the Globe Theater this year that me and Carter went to about 2 or 3 months back. And they main evented the Mystery Vortex, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla Mystery Vortex. And Speedball Man in that low ceiling LA, like everybody on top of the ring PWG environment, like
Rosita?
the way he avoided fans, it was at the Globe, so it was downtown.
Oh, gotcha.
But like the way he avoided fans on the spots outside of the ring, I was like, the athleticism in that, not even just like a part of the match, but to not hit like pedestrians as he's,
like,
That is such a
Dude,
skill.
it was such a
That is.
skill. I was blown away.
And he's been doing so insane with like he was originally around during the original PWG days, and then he like I can't remember why he took the hiatus, but like he took the small hiatus and then came back and has literally been setting everything on fire in his way.
Yeah, these
Like
last
I don't know
what's it,
how he
like
keeps
2
up with the
years.
schedule, but that is so amazing to me, dog.
It is.
and
I
everything
mean,
you see. And
He
seeing
does
him,
seem to show up everywhere too, by the way.
Yeah.
He
he
shows
is
up
everywhere.
everywhere.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just like you could be at any given show, like especially like those bigger name indies and stuff. You could be at any given show, and you're just like, "Oh, we have a Mike Bailey match." I'm like, wasn't he somewhere literally earlier today?
Like, no,
Yeah,
impossible.
How did
Impossible.
he get?
He's in the Impact show up the street right now. It's impossible.
Legit, like, are you in two places at once?
He's
Like,
on my Axis app right now.
He's like, didn't he wrestle 5 minutes ago at the show down the street? Like,
yo,
He
he's
wrestled that fast. I'm
he's
telling
like,
you, he
he's like
wrestled at
changing
200
in the
miles per
cab on
hour.
the way to the next venue.
his Mania weekend was crazy last year. Yeah, now I say last year. Yeah, his Mania weekend was insane last year, and that was something like just super admirable. I'm like, yo, like that grind is something that like I strive to get to. That is so great.
100%. The work rate is no doubt fascinating. I think like when you see somebody just pop up on that many shows, it's like,
Yeah, it's just the overall dedication.
Yeah.
It's just something super crazy to me. Funny, love super crazy. Not even on purpose.
okay, by the way, that is a
That's a-
great shout. Speaking of,
that's a great
great
shout too,
honestly,
man.
I'm a
Good
huge
one.
WCW
on
cruiserweight division, ECW cruiserweight division guy. We're naming we're hitting all the high notes of guys that I loved growing up too.
I feel like I've watched a couple of those matches today. Like,
100%.
literally, I was
Well,
watching.
you were
Flow
watching
to-
Nitro, weren't you?
I was watching old Nitros today. Like you said that Helms. I was watching an old when they were 3 count with Evan
3 count.
Courageous and Shannon Moore
Yeah.
and Tank Abbott dancing and Tank
Yo.
Abbott dancing with them. I'm like, man, that was a good times at WCW.
By the way, if you guys had 2 Shannon Moore references on today's show on your bingo card, you definitely won the big on that one.
Oh, and then it's so funny. The shirt isn't referencing him, but Mr. Perfect. I love Mr. Perfect.
Yeah.
Kurt Hennig, man.
Oh, you'll laugh. So I got my little action figures up here. This is one of my first action figures from when I was a little kid. It's a Mr. Perfect. Kurt Hennig. I still
Hey,
got
yo.
it. It's
WCW
a
one too. I
classic.
know that
Yeah.
one.
It's
Big
the
pop for that.
old one. By the way,
man.
I'm
I
so
had a
old
fire
that those
Mr.
action figures you
Perfect
couldn't
bar
even
for
really
my
play
last
with.
battle, too. I had such a fire Mr. Perfect bar for my last battle that I got no showed for. Still
Did
mad
you?
at that. Oh, yeah. It's all good though.
I see the other one you just dropped though. With
Yeah.
the juice, the Orange Cassidy
Oh
reference.
yeah. That was from last year, man. The bullets filling his chest like gold dust.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
the
did
Gold Dust line was
That's
money.
Wow, what
That bar.
Oh,
I was like, oh, okay, my bad. I felt that in my chest. It didn't happen to me though.
Yeah.
You hit the deep breath spot on
Yeah,
there
man.
too.
Gotta make
By
that
the way,
face
too.
like-
That killed it.
Ooh. No.
Yeah, bro. You got. I mean, like you said, man. Like I feel it goes back to what you said earlier with your moniker, like with the top one and having that confidence. Like I compare it like the parallel of like with battle rap to like professional wrestling. Obviously, they're two different stuff, but they have. I think it's the aspect of like entertainment, but also having the competitive nature of it,
Yeah.
where like you gotta like you got to show out, man. You're here to entertain. You're here to win, but like you want to put on a performance that people are gonna be like, oh, that guy is just he's great, man. He did his thing. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I definitely feel you on that too, man. And
That is.
man, we get a lot of love. You get a lot of love in the comments, by the way,
I
bro.
No, I
see.
love
Hey,
that.
I appreciate you guys. Am
I was
I
gonna say
allowed
we can
to?
go through a bunch of these
Am
too
I
Yeah,
if
let's
you
allowed
go
want
to
through
to
a
at
couple of
some
jump
these
to the
point. You want me to
comments.
go
comments?
through
I
them?
feel bad.
We got a ton. Hang on. I feel bad too. Normally I go through these faster. We got one. Let's start with we got Blaze Jaunty with yes sir, my boy,
That's
Mr.
my
Amazing.
boy,
Let's
Jati.
go. Shout
I'm
out.
back. Wait, I'm plugging this. Okay, if that's
Go
cool with
ahead.
y'all.
Go ahead, bro.
John, yup. I hope he's still watching.
Okay, wait.
Jonty is the one who made my my graphic. So I have two like main graphic designers. It's Taylor, funny enough. Taylor is pretty much my main graphic designer, but Jonty, he made like my new stickers about to come out. You're gonna see those at IEW. He also has made one of my shirt designs as well as my booking graphic that just dropped, as well as the Blaze part in the front is a reference to the gaming group that I'm a part of that I started back in 2013.
That's
And
sick.
because
Okay.
one of the things that I plan on doing throughout the year, I'm going to get back to streaming. I'm already an affiliate on Twitch because I used to be a pro gamer. And so now
Awesome.
it's kind of taken a little bit of a back step due to wrestling.
Right.
Well, I used to be a pro COD player at one point, and
Nice.
now I'm just trying to get back into that now that I've kind of got acclimated to being in ring, filling myself out and stuff. And now that this is kind of flowing, I'm trying to mesh everything together. That is the master plan, is to try to become the top one in everything. So
100% multifaceted. You
love it.
gotta
Xavier
appreciate
Woods,
that,
he's
man.
talking to you. He's talking to you and up, down, down. Get my boy on there, man.
Yeah.
That's what
Seriously.
gigantic shout out to Xavier. All right, Xavier Woods,
Yep.
Adam Cole. Adam Cole's like my top 10 favorite wrestlers ever, including
Mhm.
the people
Baby.
that I named. Love him. But
Total stud.
him, believe it or not, AJ Styles, all of them who are paving the way for people who are doing gaming while wrestling that is so inspiring. Same
fun.
I
thing.
love it.
It's like
I
that
love
work rate that Mike Bailey has. You put all of that together, that's just the mentality.
Mhm.
You can do anything you put your mind to, and there's nothing that's going to tell me otherwise. So
Okay, so follow-up
it.
question though. PlayStation, Xbox, Steam, what's the platform of choice gaming wise?
PlayStation.
Nintendo Switch.
Nintendo Switch,
Hey,
GameCube.
Switch has a market.
I'm sorry, I just watched
Which is
Malibu's Most
amazing.
Wanted and almost dropped
It
the
is dope. I
Gamecast line.
got one too, man. I was during the pandemic. I was camped out on Animal Crossing and
I need to
Pokemon.
get Animal. Hold up.
Animal
Yeah.
Crossing.
Wild
mean,
Hey,
admission,
bro,
Shad.
don't hate
I'm on
it,
a
bro.
weird
Don't-
mobile game. I'm on a weird mobile game binge right now. Right now, I'm playing Sims. I don't know if you guys can see.
I remember
Respect.
I used to play Sims on the
I
computer.
was playing
back in the
SimCity,
day.
not normal Sims, SimCity, because I got rid of Sims after my character died.
Yeah,
I
that's
guess that.
I played Sims as a kid, and then what I would do is I had a younger sister, and so I'll go on her save games and just sabotage her Sims.
That is menace activity.
Yo,
It was
yo,
bad. I did it all the
fam,
time.
Hold up, 8 fam gaming. I did say Animal Crossing, man.
Yeah, I know.
During the pandemic, when I couldn't go outside, I was in the crib making a crib, man, designing it, making good with my animals. You know what I'm saying? Like the
You gotta
villager.
take care of them.
I'm chilling with Timmy
was-
and Tommy or whatever his name is.
Y'all better
Like,
believe.
Shad basically just admitted you got so bored during the pandemic you needed more responsibilities. So you had digital animals.
Exactly.
That is to make.
Well, I was cleaning my house.
What's going on?
I was cleaning my house.
You with the digital word. Come on, man.
He's like,
Oh,
hang on, guys. I gotta clean the stables.
PS5.
I'm sorry.
Well, PlayStation.
The Tiffy time joke there. Sorry, Shad. Hang on one second, guys. I gotta clean the stables digitally. Oh my gosh,
yeah.
that's too funny.
PlayStation is what I've been with my entire life. I
Yeah,
have now converted partially to the PC Master Race. I say
yeah.
partially because PS has freaking Spider-Man, and I'm a huge comics geek. So
Love that comics myself too.
I
Huge
I
comic fan. I personally, my middle name's Clark. I go by Clark because of Superman.
hey, yeah,
You know, like right.
it's like a
Robert
yes
Clark
and
Taylor is the
two.
full name. Clark because of Clark Kent. That's why I go by Clark. But yeah, man, I'm a big comics fan myself. What's your favorite comic?
Corny to say, but Flashpoint. I'm a Flash
Ooh,
fan.
really.
no, Flash is fun.
Yeah,
I like
Flash is my
Flash.
favorite hero. It's either Flashpoint or if you are you guys familiar with the Room King Thor run at all? It's like
Mm,
when Thor had like so it's like when Thor had the powers of like these super high cosmic being like entities and stuff, and he got long story short, it's like trying to get Roman unchampioned, and that was Thor.
In
Thor
wrestling
had
terms.
everything.
I like it.
Everything but an Infinity Gauntlet, and he could probably beat Thanos without an Infinity Gauntlet in that form. It was crazy.
Ooh,
That's
Yeah,
Thor was
respect.
that
disgusting.
sounds fun. That sounds fun.
It was.
I do have to check that out. And Thor's always a great character in my eyes. I actually think an underrated comic character.
I love Thor.
I've always been
It's-
partial to the Green Hornet too myself. That's one of my personal faves. But just
Oh, come on now, come on. If
I
it
don't
ain't
know
Death,
why. Well,
if
you
it ain't
know.
Batman, Death of the Family, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh no, that's a good call. Batman Death of the Family's good.
That is Fuego. Oh my gosh.
That is
Who's
a
your favorite
great
in the
shout.
Bat family?
Like
Hold on.
that.
That's true.
That's
watch out.
like
That's
Who's
that's
your
true.
favorite in the Bat family?
No question. Okay, wait. Also, by the way, and this is
Red
hilarious
Hood.
in the comments.
Red Hood.
we,
Red
had,
Hood.
we had somebody say, make a Minecraft joke here. You might as well say you played Minecraft at this point. And then
Oh,
Blaze
my.
Jonty added, hold on. Minecraft is
Minecraft
goaded.
is goated.
That's hilarious.
I'm actually
got-
still playing
We've
Minecraft.
got a Minecraft debate going on in the chat.
They
It's
going in about
outstanding.
Minecraft. This is a wrestling podcast.
I love it. I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah,
I love it.
yeah, man.
I love it. We're gonna touch on a
all
little bit of
good.
everything. This is a variety
all
show
good.
on
It's
Tuesday
all
No,
night.
for sure. I mean, we guys, you know, we got a guest in the building. It's not all, you know, we could have me, you know, talk about Tiffany Stratton for 45 minutes, but we changing it up this
We
week,
almost
guys.
got 37 minutes before you had to pull that out.
We heard Shannon Moore twice before we heard Tiffany Stratton on today's show.
Which
though.
is
That's pretty
blasphemy.
impressive.
This is
Look,
now,
man,
this is now, this
I'm
is now, this is now a
refuse.
Shannon Moore podcast.
No, I mean,
we heard.
I refuse to talk about NXT till Tiffany Stratton gets her
We
just
talking
due.
about 3 count. We talking about inked. We talking about being
Yo,
an MFer.
it
We
is
talking
dope.
all of it.
Hold
We
up.
talking about all of it.
We did. Okay,
Still
let's
haven't heard a wrestler better than Tiffany Stratton named out of this conversation, guys. Come on, man.
do. Oh, I don't know.
We
We
know
got.
she's better. Look, Drizzy knows what's
I
up,
think
man.
we might
I
have
already
one
told
on
her
the
who she better
show.
than.
I'm just saying.
Do I gotta name more for y'all? Osprey? No. Tiffany time, bro.
He said
Gunther?
Tiffany.
Gunther? No.
Tiffany
It's
time.
Tiffy time. Anyways.
Oh, Shad is the leader of the Tiffany Stratton fan club. By the way, if you guys didn't know,
She is a fan of the show, so
huge
Yo,
friend of the program, as I like to say.
she commented on our clip, so
Friend of the program.
She
Yeah,
comment on the
shouted us
clip.
out.
Did she comment on the clip or comment on me?
Nah, she probably commented on the. By the way, you guys threw me completely under the bus on the clip she did comment on too, because it's the one comment where I sounded all like I'm talking trash on her, and then she
because you
comments,
guys were.
"Did he stutter
was.
about what Shad's
was.
saying? I look like the bad guy. I'm the
No,
the heel
Guys
in
are
this
bad
one."
guys,
I
man.
was.
Nah, but
Dryzzy edited it. He threw me right under the bus. I'm kidding.
that's crazy. But hey, I got a question for you. Last one before we get into the NXT portion, and then
Nah,
we
you're
get some
good.
question about NXT and your perspective as well. But if you could change one thing in professional wrestling, what would you change about it?
This is a good one.
Huh. That's a hard one because it always wrestling is an ever evolving sport. There is never just one thing that is going to work 100% of the time everywhere, if that makes sense. So when it overall just comes to wrestling, I dislike when it feels like there isn't a sense of organicness to wrestling. When something feels a little too just like fabricated or just overall feels like, sometimes there may be too many hands in the jar in a sense. I feel like things get a little harder. Just for just being a performer and as well for the viewer, because sometimes it could cause confusion. And between that and overall, just making sure that everybody is seeing, like, can we all just, be cool and have a way for us to just mesh everything together. Like, I enjoy all wrestling. That's generally how I feel. Even though my style is the way that it is, like I said, I love the Japanese style. I love the technical style. But again, I try to integrate it all. I would love it if everybody just understood, certain things are going to be for certain people, and that's okay. Because at the end of the day, we're all here for the same reason, and that is to either be entertained or entertain somebody. So at the end of the day, I just want there to be more of a cohesion with everybody. Yeah.
I love that the
I love
cohesiveness,
that
and I think it's a great answer too, especially like because you forget that it's like you need to dance. It takes more than one to tango, right? Two to tango, whether there's multiple people involved in a match or
Yeah.
not, and everything surrounding it. Just the way that you explain that, the continuity is key, right? Like understanding who is opposite you and how to work together to make the best thing, right? Is like I think that's kind of the basis of the business in general, right? Is like it is a team effort at some point, right? To create the best product for everybody to see, and I think that's an awesome answer. And I also like the optimism. You didn't attack, like a particular thing because that's a hard question to answer. I can imagine.
Yeah.
It's funny. Like we used to do this like Sunday game show thing on here, like where we would pick like things we didn't like and did like about wrestling in general. So I'll give mine really quick. What's your thoughts on barricade spot straight to commercial and it every single time?
That's Raw rolls
It
on.
bugs me the most. That's my one thing I can't stand. It's roll out of the ring, throw him in the barricade, commercial. Stop it. We know you're going to commercial.
Yeah. I swear, it's so funny because I used to. It's so funny because me and Taylor are always doing tape study and stuff. And so one of the funniest things that I always know is if you were watching Dark back when Dark was around for AEW,
Yep.
You used to always know when. I mean, not even Dark. Actually, I lied. It was just like regular AEW television, but I kind of see them start doing it less now. Where, all right, how they have picture in picture.
Right.
And so as soon as they're about to do picture in picture, I noticed that's when the guy, the heel is starting to beat up on the dude. And I'm like, oh God dang it. I can't see this now. You're gonna restrict this for me. And then as soon as there's a bunch of like filler stuff, but it's still good stuff. It's like, I see what's happening here. It's just how TV's working. I get it.
Yeah.
It's such
Especially
great
to
insight.
compensate for picture in picture. I'm like, I get it. Okay.
It's so true because you don't get the commentary on the heel beatdown, and then it'd be fresh out of commercial, out of picture in picture, and you get the commentary on the babyface comeback, and you're like, dang it, again.
Every time.
Like, you're spot
time
on, man. That is a great call. It's so true. It bugs me so because logically on paper, right, as a viewer of the show, picture in picture is a positive thing, right? Nobody loves to just have only the commercial, right? You'd rather at least see what's going on.
Yeah, at least some.
Than just have the 5 minutes of commercials. But at the same time, when you're getting a portion of the match taken away because you're missing the commentary,
interaction right there.
Yeah, you're getting 2 Domino's pizzas for $7.99 as a mud hole's being stomped in the corner. it's
You're telling me
not
about
ideal.
they're gonna tell me about some random car commercial or something right in the middle of
100%.
somebody taking an entire superplex or something like.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Although I
something-
did love the one episode where they had the Orange Cassidy match end during picture in picture. That was hysterical.
When was that?
They had a match.
It was during the pandemic. Orange Cassidy won a match during picture in picture, and nobody,
kind of goaded. Wait, what?
everybody thought it was an accident. I wish I knew the exact.
You can
Matchup it
only
was,
do that with Orange
but it was-
Cassidy too.
It
Yeah, I
happened.
feel like
in the-
that. Yeah, that's only an Orange Cassidy thing. Yeah,
Well, that was the best part is he like literally just casually rolled out of the ring and like walks back. They get back from the commercial and they're like, yeah, if you missed it
Celebrated.
during picture in picture, Orange Cassidy won. Like it was like a roll up finish, quick. It happened in the middle of picture in picture, and then he bounced, and then
Oh, that's kind of the greatest. Wait, what?
The-
I need to
I-
see that.
the reason I distinctly remember it is I had to drive to San
Should
Diego
have
the
been
next
paying
morning.
attention, guys.
And I listened to Busted Open the next morning, and they had Tony Khan on, and they asked him on Busted Open Radio. They asked him like, "Was that on purpose?" He goes, "Yeah, it was totally on purpose. I want to keep everybody on their toes." And I was like, "That is goated. I'll
You better
take it.
tune in.
I'll take it." I was like, to be completely honest, that's the only answer I would have accepted there.
He
It's
said, "You better
brilliant,
tune in
though.
right now."
it's brilliant though.
It's hysterical.
There's
I
only
wish
two
I
things. There are two things you're allowed to do during picture in picture: Sammy Guevara promos and stuff
Yes.
like that.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
he
so
hit
good.
him with the cards.
It's
The
genius.
signs is
Just the
hilarious.
guy-
Well, no,
it's
but
genius,
Tony
though.
Storm was doing it too. With her new gimmick too.
That's genius too. The silent film,
the black and white silent film
That is-
stuff.
hey.
Yeah.
As a person who took a film class, I find everything she does is hilarious.
I could not agree more.
Oh,
Tony Storm
we-
found
we-
another gear, man. She's on
Mike,
fire.
I was a gigantic Tony Storm fan before. All right,
Dang.
so for me, it was like in AEW. When it comes to AEW's women, it's like I'm super partial to like Tony Storm. I was the first ballot electee for president of the Hater Club because
Jamie's so good.
I love Jamie.
She's a
So
bitch,
good.
bro.
Jamie
That
is going to me.
nasty,
I
one of
love
the
Jamie.
nastiest hilarious, man. Like
and she's been like
Wham.
that.
I
Just
can't
a
lie,
joke
guys.
shit.
I'm a big DMD guy. I got my towel.
Really?
I'm a big DMD guy.
You got that? You got that towel?
I got the
Yeah,
Pittsburgh
the
towel.
terrible- Yeah, the
you
terrible.
know,
Because it's
we
terrible.
we
It's terrible.
we Rio chapter club over here, man.
Yes, Rio
Oh, Rio's
Master
great.
Race, baby.
You Rio, man.
I
Yeah.
am Willow all day.
Oh,
every day.
Willow.
Yeah,
I
Willow
wish I
too.
got to meet Willow when she was around here.
She's incredible to me. I think Willow's
Dang.
extremely talented. Like
So
She's
talented.
something about that
she's a
charisma,
star,
like
man.
just auto. Like impossible not to like.
Yeah,
Like
Willow,
I
that-
always
that's
say
the
it. I feel
brilliance
like
of it.
she can be like how Bianca, and obviously they're different styles of wrestlers. In a sense, they both are kind of powerhouse wrestlers. But how Bianca is that like you can't hate Bianca Belair type of baby face. Everyone loves her. I feel like Willow could be that for AEW, just like
I agree.
the women's
I
like
agree.
ultimate baby face that
Mhm.
you all love. Like you just instantly smile as soon as she gets in. She got the happy go loving personality, the music and all that. Like she's
Her
got
song is great.
yeah, especially when Caprice
yes.
Coleman is freestyling
The
over and
entrance
stuff.
is outstanding.
Ah,
He
yes.
killing
And
it.
it's so crazy. Before she even got signed to AEW, I literally was yelling at, not literally, but I was like debating with my uncle. I was just like, I guarantee you, Tony's going to sign Willow. I said, just seeing her on the indies and just seeing the like impact of how she has been, getting showcased back when she was just like on the darks and on like, the random Dynamite here and there
Yeah.
and stuff. And I was just looking at the impact that she was making and just how much reception from the crowd she was. I was like, I guarantee you, there like something is going to happen soon with Willow. And this was literally like before she even got signed, still hard on the indies, still doing like beyond some of the shows around here and in the DMV area and stuff. And yeah, guarantee you. And it happened. And I was so happy. Like I marked out when she won that New Japan Strong title.
That was awesome.
Oh
As
my
a
god.
fan, that made me feel so good, dude.
I was
That's
at the forum
notable
show
wins.
where her and Ruby Soho wore like the Dudley themed
I
camo
remember
gear.
that.
The street
She
fight.
hit
Yeah.
that power bomb off the side of the stage, and I was sitting over there on that side. That was a spot and a half.
Yo, it was just crazy
vicious.
looking at it. I couldn't imagine even being there because that's how wrestling's so crazy when you're actually there too.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
it was a wild show. And Forum's a really good wrestling venue because it's built very vertically, like straight up almost. Once you get off the floor seats, like it's really steep. So it feels like you're kind of on top of the ring. Like we were like 20 rows back.
Oh, so you're looking down like
But
that.
at the height of the ring, looking down, it's a great angle
Yo,
to watch wrestling at. Like, yeah, it's a little bit awkward on TV because there's a one little exit aisle the way that the arena is designed, because that's where they just had what you call it, Full Gear, I believe, the fall pay-per-view. There's like a exit sign that's actually really obnoxious right opposite the hard camera that you just like can't miss. It's like neon green and it's like right in the middle of the camera. So I like was at least thrown by that when I was watching that show, but the Forum was a crazy show, and Willow got a huge reception on the West Coast. I actually had to look up. It's funny because you're mentioning like all the time on the DMV. I'm like, is she from LA? Like I was confused, and I'm like, no, she's just that over.
I think she's from New York.
I think she is. Yeah.
Yeah, she's from New York.
I had to look it up at the time. I mean, this was whatever over a year ago, but
you just love her. You just love her.
No,
Nah, man,
you can't fight it. You can't fight
man.
it.
So man, this is a great interview, man.
great combo.
But I got, so we doing stuff different on this one, man. We won't even go super deep into the show. I got some NXT based questions for you though.
Okay.
Since this is an NXT review show, and this is one that I think you might have fun with, man. So you watch the product. It's a lot of young, up and coming talent. Who's a person on NXT that you would like to get in the ring with? It could be more than one, two. If you had a couple people on that roster, who would you like to have a match with?
Currently, correct? Currently,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
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 Wesley's dope. I've always loved Tyler Bate, but he just got moved up. Trick is cool. I'm trying to think.
Trick James. I'm kidding.
There's so many people, especially like in that breakout tournament that just happened, that I feel like could go so far really fast. And yeah, right now it's even like Dragon Lee. Like, Dragon Lee would be dope, especially because I love his brother Roosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I would say probably Dragon Lee. Wesley would be pretty dope. Even Tyler Bate. But again, I think
we'll let that count. He just got us back down.
It literally just happened.
You can count that one because also that you talked about the striking stuff earlier. That would be a freaking slugfest.
Yeah, that'd be a hard hitting one.
That would be a slugfest.
Just don't fall for the thing where he points to the sky. Just please don't fall for that. It hurts my soul every time. Like, he's just pointing up. Don't do that.
It's the craziest thing because I literally did something similar to that one accident. Like, I was literally just in the match, and I was just like, okay, he's about to run at me. I don't know what I feel like doing here. I said, hey, look over there, and I hit him with an enziguri, and it was like, I looked at the hard cam, and I was just like, it just happened. Okay, go for a pin right there. I was happy, but
I love it.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
I mean, we got one in the comments. I like Bobby said, Noam Dar.
Yeah, that would be.
I would like to see that match.
Wait, where did he add that? Right here. Yeah, Lexus King and Noam Dar. Shout out Bobby Petito.
Yeah, you would know him, like, especially in that in the little what is it, the Heritage Cup match?
Yes,
that's what I was saying. And it's so crazy because he's evolved. In my opinion, he's evolved so much since like the UK tournament, like the original UK tournament that brought like Pete Dunne, him back when you had all the NXT UK guys and stuff.
Yeah,
he's evolved so much from them. So yeah, I would love to see me and Noam Dar. That'd be.
I'd be all over that.
That's what I'm saying. I'm over here thinking about it now. I'm like,
look it. Who do we call? Somebody book it.
You have like that PK kick. It's cool.
It is a sweet move. Although, by the way, just while we're hot on the PK kick, who's got the better one, him or what's his name? Why am I blanking now? I just blanked. Ben's favorite guy, the British kid, Zack Sabre Jr. Who's got the better PK? They both got good ones.
Sabres is nice.
Wait, do you want me to answer the question, or do you want me to answer
both?
What? Shibata. That's
yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
You got
That's
it.
crazy.
That
is right.
Got it.
That's Ben's other favorite wrestler.
It goes Shibata, Zack Sabre, Noam Dar, and it's not even due to like the way they do the move. It's the way it's presented. It's like I see Shibata, I'm like, dang, he's about to die. This is crazy.
Shibata looks like he could accidentally kick someone's head off.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. Oh god, that might be GG right there.
He's got like a third row penalty kick, as in like
the
ball goes into the third row.
So snappy, it terrifies me. His is like really snappy because the way his limbs look. So it's like he throws his entire leg at it. I'm like, God dang.
Well, it's like he gets a lot of lag almost, like if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like like the guys that like really crank it like their baseball swing. There's like it looks like almost like he's like cracking a whip as opposed to like hitting you with like a blunt object. Yeah, that is a great way to put it. Snappy makes
he's very optimal at using his leg as a weapon. Like
for sure.
So
because he's also got a pretty big martial arts background, if I remember correctly. Shibata does, right? Like legit.
Oh yeah, especially back when he was doing some of the shoot wrestling promotions back in the early 2000s.
I think he actually did fight in Pride, if I'm not mistaken. I'm a weird, huge MMA fan. I'm not going to get us on an MMA tangent, but I do believe actually he had a Pride fight. And then we got a few more comments though here before we go to show, because I got to add Anthony Manzano did add in Obafemi, and we just saw Obafemi. That's our one NXT tidbit tonight. We saw Obafemi win the North American title.
Yo,
he suggested Obafemi. I have no problem with that. Sign Mr. Amazing up. I'm in.
I'm ducking and dodging. I'm telling you, I could get it done.
Yeah.
It's just, I know I have to target something that literally is going to secure this win for me.
Get him with a little.
There's no lack of confidence. It's going to be an uphill battle, and I'm here for it.
That's going to have to be a rope-a-dope strategy type.
I like that.
You have to go Ollie Foreman, go rope-a-dope on him.
You like that,
on
man.
Yeah, that's hit and don't be hit.
Or high flying stuff. I try to turn into Ricochet real fast.
Man. But before we head out here, man, what do you have coming up? If you got anything you want to promote, you want to plug anything before we head out of here?
All right. So first off, like I said, follow me on at Mr. Amazing Pro on Instagram and TikTok. I'm a weirdo. I need to redo my Twitter because I've been locked out of my Twitter for around a month now.
Me too.
I'm so upset. But when I get my Twitter back, it should be at Mr. Amazing Pro as well. And for the month of February, I'm at like 8 different places, and I love to hear it. So right now it's looking like I'm going to be at ACW on. I'm sorry, give me a second.
You're good.
I'm going to be at ACW in February. On February 2nd, then I'm doing the MCW ACW Fan Jam on the 4th. Then Taylor, my girl, I'm just going to be there to support Taylor Brooks. February 9th. And then we got next up, we have IAW, we have Fight Club. I should be doing some shows during Mania weekend, which, man, that made me very happy. So hopefully you guys can see me Mania weekend as well. I should be working 3 shows for Mania weekend.
In Philly?
Yeah.
I will be at those shows, my friend. I promise.
Either in Philly, and I know there's one that I might just do a joint day in New Jersey, between New Jersey and Philly, I think.
Perfect.
And that should be pretty fun. And overall, just be on the lookout because I'm just coming to take over. As I said before, the top 1 the top one moniker is not just like a cool catchphrase. It's something that I live by. And so hopefully you're able to see me wherever, wherever you would like to see me, because I'm here to fight any and everybody, because everybody can get knocked out. Because you guys may not know now, but there always has to be an amazing ending. So that's me.
Let's go.
I love it. I cannot
Fire.
wait. Mania weekend in Philly, all the good stuff coming up.
I'm gonna be at all these DMV shows and hopefully the Philly joints too,
Top
man.
one. I'm getting my
Sir.
gear, by the way. Next
Oh yeah,
too.
and
Yeah, where
cop
do I
his
get my
shirts on
gear?
wrestling.
Where
I
do
saw
I
you at the
get my
joints on
gear?
wrestling pro tees, right?
Pro Wrestling Tees?
All right. Hey, hold on. Hey, hold on. Give me 1 second. I'm
You're
about
good.
to show you the shirt. Give me 2.
I'm ready. I ended the Instagram video, so we got some bonus time here on for our YouTube viewers, and then we'll get the clip out of the shirt debuting as well. But I ended the Instagram stream, so we're good to go. We got bonus time. It's over.
Yeah.
Overrun. It's overrun.
Let's
Hey, yo,
go.
I think I found a link too, man.
I pulled
This
it.
shirt.
Woo!
This shirt.
Oh
Get
yes.
this shirt on Pro Wrestling Tees. It was designed by my lovely girlfriend Taylor Brooks.
Shout out Taylor Brooks.
Yes, sir. So get this shirt. I'm trying to see if I'm gonna have them on hand anytime soon between that. And I got a lot more merch coming out. I got stickers coming out. I'm trying to get Slam Buddies. I think it is a stupid marketing decision for me to not get foam fingers. So if you guys want to rep the top one, I will be
you have
like,
to.
it feels so on cue, right?
I'm gonna pre-order
you
like
got to.
10 of them.
Yeah, so I'm gonna either get like mini foam fingers or big foam fingers sometime
Yes.
soon. So if you guys see me, catch me at the merch table. I'm always here to take a picture, say what's up, whatever you want to say to me. What's up?
Yeah. I'm about to cop
forever.
my shirt right now
I
while
am
we on the
literally.
podcast.
I'm buying right this second.
Check me out on Pro Wrestling Tees. It's just Mr. Amazing. It should be under like the top one logo. If not, it's in my link tree in my bio on Instagram, so you can find it there as well.
100%. Okay, with that though, that does bring us to the end of today's show. We're doing this again soon, Mr. Amazing. Thank you so much for joining us, man. The top one, it was awesome. It was a fun show as always. Happy Tuesday night, everybody that listened. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't already liked and subscribed, please do. It helps us out a ton.
Please help.
It helps. It helps. We need the help. We don't need the help, but we want the help. We want the help.
I support these guys, yo.
We need it. Thank you, everyone, for the comments too, and all the viewers. Tomorrow we'll be back with the daily broadcast. That's at noon Pacific. That's going to be at 3:00 over in the East Coast. That's 8:00 p.m. in the UK, and of course 9 a.m. in Hawaii. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll talk to everybody soon.